It's just over a week since I launched another mass AI website right in the midst of the Google update, which is specifically going after scaled content. And so far, things are going really well. So we're up to nearly 300 visitors per month. This with a DR 0. We've actually got a backlink at some point. Is that a real backlink or just some rubbish? Looks like some rubbish, just a business domain aggregator. Let's have a look at those top pages. Now, this is exactly what we see a lot of the time with SEO, where the majority of the traffic comes from a very small percentage of your content. So in this case, we're doing quite well on Island Boys net worth, Sean O'Malley net worth, position 27 and 30 for them. But we're on to page 1 for Vegas Matt net worth with a volume of 3,900 searches per month in the US. And that's giving us the majority of our traffic. So this is the most important thing I keep saying with AI content, that people are always debating about basically what's the easiest solution where I can just load up my keywords, press go, and have a website done. Now that's exactly what I've done, but if this were a site I really cared about, that wouldn't be the end of it. It'd be purely a testing ground, because this has always been the case. It's the classic Pareto principle of 80-20. 20% of your content provides 80% of your traffic and revenue. Now my problem is, I'm always telling this to clients, you don't know when you first start out which of those are going to be the winners. So if you've got a keyword list of hundreds of pages of content you need to write, most websites can normally get away with just 50 to 100. But if you are going for more of a bigger site, then the chances are you're going to have to write 300 articles in order to identify maybe 50 or so that are really going to give you serious traffic. And every site I audit is always the same. A couple of pages dominating, and then the rest not really doing anything. And that is exactly the joy of the AI. In this case, I've used autoblogging.ai. I'll leave a link below. But this already has quite a sophisticated prompt. The actual content we get is pretty good. It's not just plain ChatGPT. It seems to open with questions. So it says, ever wondered about this? We will explore this. Okay, it has said delve into the details. So that's a bit ChatGPT. It still works with the OpenAI API, but we've got key takeaways. That's very good for making it nice and machine readable. Google does seem to prefer that. And then you can see we've got this long, comprehensive article with FAQs. I say this one isn't even that long and yet doing very well, but it's structured in the right way for Google. It uses entities, uses FAQs, has key takeaways. So we're already a decent step beyond the majority of websites just spewing out plain ChatGPT or plain OpenAI API. And we've also got this image. In this case, the image has gone completely wrong. It's just taken Vegas Matt and done an image of Vegas, but oh well. The point is, we've now identified that this keyword is actually low competition. In an ideal world, we'd be able to look at our keyword list and filter it by keyword difficulty, even though this is 0. But unfortunately, there's always nuance there. I personally don't really use the keyword difficulty. I always recommend actually looking at the competitors and what their domain rating is. So here we have 2 DR0s, one of which is mine, and we've got a DR25 here. So generally, that's a good sign that this is low competition. And so you have to do that for each individual keyword. And even then, there's no guarantee, even if you find a low competition keyword like that, it's not guaranteed that you're going to get it and rank for it. So the only real way to find out, the most reliable way of finding out, is just to do it. And that's exactly what the AI can achieve. So in this case, I've done something like 400 pages in just a matter of days. Like I say, I'm not doing true mass content where I'm doing thousands of articles a week, because that seems to be a clear indicator of the sites that are getting hammered at the moment. Instead, all my posts are scheduled, and basically I'm just going into the dashboard, into posts. So we've got 323 in total, of which 200 are published, 100 are scheduled. So basically I'm just going to scheduled, and I'll skip to the end of the scheduled archive, because when we did autoblogging.ai, we went in order of volume. So ideally I want to publish the higher volume keywords first. So I'm going to go for the oldest, earliest posts that are not currently published, but are scheduled. And now I'm just going to tick all these. I'm sure I can configure this to be automatic using the scheduling plugin, but for now this works for me. Edit, status, published, and done. So we've got 100 scheduled. We've now got 80 scheduled. So doing that, you publish 20 posts at a time. And I think maybe 40 or so per day should be fine. Status, published, and that's another batch. And I'm being quite gentle and conservative with this one, so I'm not getting them indexed or anything like that. I'm just letting Google naturally pick these up over time. And then in a few weeks, we probably actually will go through and prune the content. So any pages that just aren't getting indexed, aren't getting attention, we'll probably take those out. That's basically the theory about crawl budgets. Those are the top SEOs have been debating. Certain top SEOs have been messaging me about it, saying, are you doing this? Basically, the theory is with content pruning, Google's only wanting to limit its crawl budget with sites. Therefore, you want a smaller site with lots of good content that's getting lots of traffic, rather than a massive website with lots of pages that aren't really doing anything. So there is quite a strong theory that if you are doing this kind of mass AI content, it is actually worth going through your archives, using Search Console, working out which pages are not getting any impressions over 3 months, and taking all those out. Because that way Google can see, as a percentage, the majority of the content is good and getting traffic. It can therefore crawl it more efficiently, and just generally, you win more favor with Google. So, like I say, we've now published 240 posts, but from that, we've been able to identify keywords that we're actually ranking for. So if this were a higher ticket niche, if this were actually the site I cared about, I now probably would actually go in and work on improving this page. So how can I bring in more unique insights, more value, more images, things like that? But absolutely don't do that from the start. Loads of people really get hung up on this. Every page needs to be perfect when we publish it. I personally don't do that, because I feel like if you're going to publish 100, 200 pages and you want every one of them to be perfect, perfectionism does get in the way of action. So I'm a big believer in taking radical imperfect action and then just going through and improving the winners. In this case, I've done plenty of mass AI websites that don't even get this kind of traffic this quickly. So already we've validated the site is looking good, we're going to get traffic. So now I can invest more resources into it. So having done this, I might well actually improve some of these pages that are starting to rank. I probably elevate it to the next level of investment, which is link building. So first of all, foundation links, just citations and press releases. And if it's still looking good, maybe I'll actually start building some backlinks. I probably won't do that until we've actually validated some idea of revenue. So the fact we're getting this much traffic this early, hopefully we should be able to keep scaling that and work out what happens when we put banner ads on it, whether it's AdSense or Mediavine. And then we should get more of an idea in terms of, for every 1,000 clicks we get, how much revenue do we make? And therefore, what are we willing to spend to get that number of clicks? And therefore that estimated revenue. How we do that, I do this all the time with my link building clients. If we take a big one like Liz Cheney net worth, again, same thing, going down looking at DR, and we're basically trying to assess the backlink gap, which is basically, we've got a DR of 49 here at number 3, and that's getting an estimated 520 visitors per month. Otherwise, everything here is 67, 75. So this is looking quite tough. So in this case, I know that there's significant investment required to actually get the kind of DR that would enable us to rank in the top 5 for Liz Cheney net worth. Now, that's not prohibitive, because of course, if we do get up to a DR of 49, not only can we potentially rank at number 3 for this keyword, but of course, loads of other avenues then open up for us. Just look at what celebritynetworth.com has done. They've got a domain rating of 77, and therefore they're appearing on pretty much every single one of these kinds of searches. Not forgetting, of course, as you do if you do go aggressive, push yourself higher up and just generally get more visibility, more traffic. These are the kinds of keywords that do actually attract backlinks naturally, but you've got to be in it to win it. So if we do some link building, push those pages up, get more traffic, not only are we actually going to be making money in traffic, but more opportunities to actually. So for a site like this, very much a sort of low CPC info site, I really am dependent on low competition keywords and actually getting those organic backlinks, rather than more of a high ticket commercial website or an affiliate website, where generally I'd be looking to rank in the top 5 for just a few key commercial keywords. And for that, I do much more aggressive. But in this case, it's all about volume. It's all about banner ads. So I'm really not looking to invest too heavily too soon.